Hi, I'm your host, Joe Smooth, and welcome to the Cool Zone. Today we're going to be talking about the trial of Dr. Conrad Murray, the physician of Michael Jackson who is being accused of murdering Michael Jackson. Now, as many of you know, several years ago, the King of Pop had an untimely death and passed away, which many people believe was the result largely of Dr. Conrad Murray prescribing him medications and anesthetics that his body was not able to handle due to his physical condition at the time of his death. Um, Now, today was actually the second day of the trial, and I got to see a little bit of the coverage. I know that his Michael Jackson's personal assistant was called up to testify, and he actually had a pretty damaging testimony to Dr. Conrad Murray. He actually recorded a phone conversation, or actually a voicemail, that Dr. Conrad Murray had left for Michael Jackson. And in this voicemail, it seemed that Dr. Conrad Murray was freaking out. It seemed like he knew he had done something or that he had prescribed too much medicine to Michael Jackson, and he was just acting very, very, very frantic, almost like he was trying to get Michael Jackson to not take this medicine before he actually took it, or to let him know if he did take it or had taken it that he needed to go to the emergency room or something. That's just what it appeared like to me. That was just my um, perception of that voicemail that Michael Jackson's personal assistant put on um, in the trial today. Now, whether or not this guy actually murdered Michael Jackson intentionally, which some people, the conspiracy theorists have speculated, I don't believe that. I do, however, believe that Conrad Murray was being neglectful, he was being greedy, and he knew he could make a ton of money off of a man who was very, very, very desperate to get his career back going straight to the top of the charts, as we all knew that for many years the king of pop, Michael Jackson, did reign at. And I think he saw it as an opportunity to make a quick, fast buck, a lot of money. And instead of him doing the ethical thing, instead of him doing the right thing, he said, you know what? I know this guy's health is in bad condition. I know this guy probably really can't handle this medicine, but I'm going to make a killing. I'm going to make a ton of money. And he didn't care. And he was willing to take that gamble because he didn't think this would happen. He didn't think the king of pop would pass away. But then the king of pop did pass away. So now it's like you have blood on your hands. And this isn't just a nobody. This is a somebody, a big somebody, the biggest, probably one of the biggest somebodies that anybody could be in the world. Michael, my heart goes out to his family, because not only did his family lose him, not only did all of us as the fans lose the king of pop, but his family now has to go back through the trial and just re-experience all the hurt, the pain, the trauma that they actually had to go through when they got the bad news that he had first passed away. So my heart really goes out to them as well. Um, is Conrad Murray getting a bad rap? Was he just trying to help Michael Jackson? And was it Michael's fault for not looking out for his own health? I'm not saying that's what the case was. I'm asking. And I want you guys out there to email me, hit me up, let me know, tell me what you think. Or is this guy really, being tried fairly because he neglected his responsibilities as a doctor to the medical community, to himself, to Michael, to the community at large? We have so many people this day and age that are willing to sacrifice their integrity for money, willing to sacrifice everything they've worked so hard for a quick buck, a fast dollar. I was just actually having a conversation with the man just yesterday, and this gentleman actually is a millionaire. And I asked him, I said, what do you think it's going to take to get our country back on track? Where do you think we went wrong? And he told me, he said, the people who are running these companies, they have no ethics. They have no integrity. The things that people built this country on, hard work. Nobody's willing to sacrifice their own comfortability for the greater community. Everybody's just stepping on everybody, and the greed is overtaken. And I said all of that to say that I believe that's what happened with Conrad Murray. I think the greed, last time I checked, doctors do pretty good anyway. They don't need any more money, but I guess it's nothing better than money except more money. So I think what happened with this guy is he saw it as an opportunity. It's the king of pop. Obviously, everybody knows who Michael Jackson is, you know. And he said, hey, you know what? I know this guy is in very, very, very bad condition, but I got to get mine. You know, I got to get mine. And it's so sad because had this guy said, you know what, Michael, I love you to death, big fan, but knowing your health, knowing your condition, there's no way I can give you this medicine. He might not be on trial right now. Michael may have not died. He may have. None of us can really be certain because none of us know when death is coming. But Michael might Michael might be alive right now, you know, and I think it's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous, you know. So we want to know what you guys think. We want to know what you guys feel. You know, a lot of people were very, very upset about the death of Michael Jackson. A lot of people were very hurt, shocked, surprised, angered, you know. Some people even feel fear because now they feel, man, can I trust my doctor, you know? Between the pharmacies, the insurance companies, and the doctors, are these guys really in our corner, guys? You know? Is your doctor the next Dr. Conrad Murray, you know? Is your health really your best interest and your health really what they're concerned about, or is it just another dollar? You know, that's what we're trying to get to the bottom of here, guys. You know, and you look at Michael's kids, his kids, you know, these beautiful kids. They're in the courtroom, they're crying, they're being drugged back through it. Then now they're saying that Conrad Murray actually tried to come to the crime scene, and clean up, you know, his mistakes. It's like he knew he messed up, so now he's trying to come back and clean up his mistakes. You know, I truly don't know. The prosecution's job is to provide evidence where they can show that is what he did. His defensive team has to be able to prove to all of us that, you know, this wasn't negligence. This wasn't his fault. I think they got a tough time with that. You know, I'm reading right now where it says that he was actually blocked from returning to Michael Jackson's house. You know, it says after Michael Jackson was pronounced dead, his personal physician asked to be driven back to the singer's mansion to retrieve something. Jackson's personal assistant testified. This is what Michael Jackson's personal assistant testified today in court. So, you know, it looks like this guy knew the whole time, man, I'm pressing the envelope, I'm pushing it to the limit. And even though he knew, it seems like he knew that's what he was doing, he continued to do it. He continued to be negligent. And then he tried to come back and cover up his tracks. But when he died, when Michael Jackson died, now all of a sudden it's like, how am I going to cover this one up? This is big. This is bigger than me. And I got to cover my ass. But I tell you what, guys, sometimes the fast buck ain't always the fast buck. And sometimes you get bitten butt, you know. This one is a tough one. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. One of the headlines I'm reading right now says that Jackson's doctor made a frantic call, but not the 911. That's actually the call that I was talking about. That Michael Jackson's personal assistant had recorded and actually put on display at the court. And if you get a chance, look that up, listen to that, because I think that particular piece of evidence was incredibly damaging to Conrad Murray's defense. I mean, if nothing else, it just showed that he was freaking out, and it showed that he was had a sense of urgency to get Michael some type of information to let Michael know something. You know, what that something was, I don't know, but I have a good idea. I'm sure many of you out there do as well. Also, the fact that Conrad Murray had requested a CPR machine. Now, they're saying they don't know why he requested a CPR machine, but hell, I can tell you that. He was scared he killed him. So Why wouldn't he? Anyway, guys, we're going to close this thing out. Send me your emails, smoothj86@gmail.com. Let's talk about this thing. I'm your host, Joe Smooth. Hit me up. Let me know what you think. Love Michael, hate Michael, whatever. I want to hear your thoughts, your opinions. Give me some feedback, guys. Joe Smooth, over and out.